Hello YouTubers, I'm on my way down to Georgia, Rising Fawn, Georgia, and I just wanted to make a video. I haven't had a lot of time lately during the week because I've been traveling pretty good bit, working, and I keep hearing this theme in the gun community, and it's about the gun community, and it's somehow we're pitting the gun culture, the gun culture against the gun community. And really, this is flawed terminology and logic. The culture is something that develops inside of a community. In other words, the Native Americans had a culture, there was a culture that developed around the Native Americans. The things they wore, they ate, how they built their homes. This happens in all societies and all, the Asian culture, the African culture, they all have a culture. And so does the gun community have a culture. So pitting the gun culture against the gun community is not logical, and it's silly. I'll just go ahead and say it, because I ain't scared of no James Yeager. I like James, but I ain't scared of him. I'll mud wrestle him. Come on, James, let's go. Anyway, what I would like to do is just try to get people to think. Can we not just use objective thinking? I mean, pitting the gun culture against the gun community is like saying, we're going to pit the Native American culture against the Native American people. That it doesn't make sense. Their culture is a part of them, and so is the culture of the gun community. Okay, so I have prepared a little something to show you what I mean, and when I get back from Rising Fawn, Georgia, I'll show it to you. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you that I have prepared, and I put this together in about an hour, so it may be incomplete, but it does kind of help get my idea across. So here we are, the people of the world. And, we are the people of the United States of America, but there are a lot of other people in the world, okay? We happen to have a U.S. Constitution, thank God, that allows us to love guns, okay? So we have gun lovers in the United States, and we have non-gun lovers. But for now, we're going to focus on the gun lovers because that's what this video is about. I can't help the non-gun lovers. They are lost. So, you might be wondering, what is all this about? This is, see if I can get this view right. My point that I'm trying to make with this is that the gun community, the definition of community is basically a group of like-minded people, okay? And over time, those like-minded people develop a culture, okay? So trying to pit gun culture against gun community is just not logical. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. In the gun community is made up of a lot of entities. Just starting over here, you've got manufacturing, retail, trainers, military, law enforcement, and then of course, even though we are talking about the people of the U.S., the gun community and its culture includes worldwide shooters. Okay? We're not exclusive here. Okay, then you got collectors, CCW holders, journalists, sport shooters, organizations like the NRA, the Second Amendment Foundation, Gun Owners of America. You have tactical people, non-tactical people. You have YouTubers in the interwebs. You have armed people, just people who just want to protect their homes, who just keep guns at home. You have gun clubs and youth organizations like Boy Scouts. So all of these things, our activities, our traditions, the way we do things, that is what our culture is. That defines us as a culture. Okay, so you can't separate the gun culture from the gun community. It does not compute. Okay, so for an example, let's just say in the United States, if you took all of the rifles and were able to meld them together, what would it look like? What would that rifle look like? Well, that rifle would represent the gun culture in the part of the gun culture, the part of the community's culture related to rifles. And you can do that with everything. You can take the way we dress, our shoes, what we eat, where we like to shoot. If you take each of those categories and meld them together, that's a representation of the gun community, and that's our culture. Okay? And so it's funny because I'm old enough to remember when there was no interwebs. Okay? And what I see in the gun community, for the most part, most of the drama happens right in here in this area. And think about it, back in the days when we were just young guys and girls out in the woods shooting our BB guns and our 22s and our 20 gauge, our 410 shotguns, we didn't have, there wasn't that much drama. It was just part of our culture, especially here in Tennessee. Everybody had guns, and we didn't really think about it. We didn't wake up in the morning thinking, oh, I've got a gun. It was just part of us. And it's the same with all of these groups, all of these categories, all these people. And look at this category right here, sports shooters. This category right here outnumbers all of these people. If you combine sports shooters with people who just have guns at home to protect their homes, those two categories alone outnumber all these other categories. Okay, so trying to redefine the gun community is silly, and also pitting the gun community against the gun culture is silly, because the gun community has culture. It doesn't, again, I think I used this analogy earlier that, we don't pit the Native Americans' culture against Native Americans. We don't say one was better than the other because they are each other. And I think the bigger point I'm trying to make is that since we do live in the information age, and everything's instant sort of gratification as far as information and drama, it does sort of accentuate, or what's the word I'm looking for? It expands the problem, because everything's instant. I want to challenge people to think for themselves. Don't be such sheep. Develop your own philosophy and use it as a filter. Everything that you believe in your heart is your own personal philosophy. Okay, and that is what you should use when you are hearing things. When things come through your ear hole, it should be filtered through your personal philosophy. Okay, and if you don't believe it, just peacefully say, I don't believe that. This is what I believe. We don't all have to believe the same thing. We don't all have to wear the same shoes and eat the same stuff and shoot the same gun and the same caliber and the same rifle and the same holster and the same blah, blah, blah. You see, we're not cyborgs. We're individual humans, and and I want people who understand the English language to start speaking up about these things a little more. Okay, don't be afraid. It doesn't matter who it is. Just state your opinion. I get called names. I state my opinion and I get called all kinds of names. Okay, but I try to do it in a nice way, in a peaceful way. And I'll keep trying to do that. So, anyway, guys, I appreciate it. I'm going to post this as a picture here so people can look at it and critique it and go from there. Thanks a lot.
Nice.